think we're live.
Is anybody there?
Hold on. Hello, Janet. Hi, Valerie.
Anybody say hi? Can anybody hear us?
Can you hear us?
So along 2026. I can't get it on my phone.
I can't see a count of people watching us. Yes, they can hear us. Okay.
Okay. Somebody answered?
Yeah. Yay! Oh, I've got 10 viewers.
Perfect. Here? Here?
Slightly to the, yeah, there.
There
right
I am.
there.
Hi everybody, welcome for joining us here live today. We just wanted to take a little bit of time to introduce you to our Sew Along 2026. Really excited about this one for some reason. So if you're not familiar with our Sew Along, let me just go with a little bit of history and how it works. So back in 2022, we still weren't having classes because of, that big C there. And so Tiff had said, let's do something online. So we just went by the seat of our pants and we give it a shot. And it was a great success. And because it was such a great success, we've been doing it every year since. So this will be our fifth one. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, our fifth one. So that's really, really exciting. Back here on the wall behind me, you can see that was our mystery quilt last year. If you haven't participated in that one, remember all of our sew alongs are still up on our YouTube channel. They are all original patterns designed by Tiffany, and there is no written pattern per se. They're just on YouTube. So if you want to make one of the previous quilts as well, everything's still there. You can just go and sew along, just not live anymore. So the way the our sew alongs work is this. Every Monday at 10 o'clock for approximately 8 weeks. I think it's 8 weeks. At 10 o'clock in the morning on Monday, we will upload your cutting instructions for that week's block or pieces or whatever we're doing that week. Then at 1 o'clock live on YouTube, we will go live and I will literally sew that section that week. So we will be posting the cutting instructions on our Facebook page. So if you are on Facebook, join our page. It's the specific page for Sew Along 2026.
Cindy B's Sew Along 2026.
Okay, so if you search that, Cindy B's Sew Along 2026. And join that group. So it'll be a different group than what it was last year. So we will post the cutting instructions there, but we will also be posting them in our on our website. So if you're not a member of Facebook, you can still take part and just download them off of the website. And then at 1 o'clock on YouTube, we will be filming, we will be going live. So you'll be able to ask questions, see me make mistakes, or see exactly how to use all the tools and the really fun things. So this year's project. Shall we show them the quilt? Of course, remember, it's not done yet because we just have it on paper. So we're going to be sewing along, making the quilt exactly. So let's go with this colorway right here.
I'm going to zoom in. And that is the colors right below it.
So it's very beginner friendly. There's nothing really hard about it. Last year was more difficult. There were little pieces. These ones aren't that much pieces. I'm really excited. I think this year we just need to have something that's fun and easy and colorful. This is the one that I'm going to be doing. This line of fabric here is by Kay England, and it is called a Rainbow Sampler. And especially today, looking outside with all that dreary weather, I need some bright and happy. So we've got a few different colorways that Tiff has put together, and we'll go over those with you. And also Tiff might interject a little bit with how we chose the colors, because we will have these that are kitted that you can order kits. We can mail them out anywhere in Canada. But we will also give you the name of the lines of the fabric, and if you are not in Canada, and hopefully you can find them locally somewhere. And we will go over as well. Sometimes you could probably find some of this stuff in your stash. A lot of the fabrics are fat quarters. That being said, they're Canadian fat quarters. So a Canadian fat quarter is 20 by 21. So I'm not sure if an American fat quarter will have exactly enough fabric, so we would recommend the yardage. You will see that this will be downloaded today. Is it in a good place?
Yeah, this will be uploaded to the Facebook group later tonight.
And that will be our cutting instruction, and Tiffany even has a spot where we can put the swatches.
Not cutting instruction,
fabric requirements, and we will be able to cut a swatch and glue them right on our sheet. So I will try to be, because everybody will be doing different colors, I will be using fabric A, fabric B, so you will be able to look at your chart and see what we're doing. You will also be able, may I have the pink one there? You will also we will also upload tonight this diagram of the quilt with the letters. The letters will correspond to the fabric that we have, so you will know exactly where in the quilt those fabrics will be.
So a little bit about the colors. I'm going to turn the mic. I'm sorry, it's going to be loud. So hopefully you can hear us both. So a little about the colors. You can see that there are two colorways on that paper. So there's a pink star and a blue star. So of those colorways, you are going to see fabric A of the pink star is going to be more yardage, and then the rest of them are fat quarters in the pink. Then when you get to the blue, there's fabric F that is more yardage, and then the rest are fat quarters. So each color, there is one that has more yardage and the rest with fat quarters. Plus, obviously, you will need yardage for your background. There's a little accent dark fabric, and there's going to be yardage for your borders and binding.
And as we'll do a little in-depth on each of the colorways that we have here. So we'll go over that as well. So these will be up there tonight, so we can have a couple weeks to find our fabrics. So we will be starting this the Monday, is it the 9th?
I think it's the 9th.
I think it's February 9th. So we've got about 2-3 weeks that we'll be able to get our fabric. So that'll give you time to get your fabric, and then you can prepare it as well. If you're unfamiliar with how to prepare fabric, I do have a video on our YouTube channel about how to prepare it, whether you're going to wash it or not, or even if you don't, I recommend starching and pressing with some steam. So that's all up there as well. Shall we go over some of the choices of the colors?
Yeah, which way do we want to go?
Well, we'll start here. Let's go all the way to this end. Okay. So I will also be giving you some of the lines of the fabric that we have. And that way we can, or if you're not here in Canada, maybe you can find something very similar in your local quilt store. So we've called the quilt Constellation, and it's a lap size, which I will be doing. You can also do a queen. The difference in between the queen and the lap is do we have
the color chart.
the color chart.
Yeah. You're speaking over here, by the way.
Okay. So all the difference in between the lap and the queen is we added a couple extra borders. So the inside is exactly the same. So if you want to start with the lap and then halfway through decide that you want to do the queen, you're just going to need that extra fabric for the outside borders. Okay, so
Including the pieced border.
Including the piece border, yes. Yeah. Okay, so this one here is Figo Fabrics, and the line was called Folklore.
Isn't it?
Yes, Folktale. We also add a couple of the Patrick Lowes basics in here just to get the colors to go through. This one's a little different. What's this one? Can you tell?
That is Balboa.
Okay,
then we've got A Month of Sundays is the next one. That is
this is
Phoebe
one of the new
fabrics.
Phoebe fabrics.
Yeah.
That's a Canadian fabric, so that's pretty cool. And then we have chosen for the little accent squares this black, and we've used a vanilla grunge for our background because it has the beiges and the grays in there. I love grunge. So that's one option. Oh, one of the things also, ladies.
Can you move the paper, please?
Yes. In this colorway, we probably have enough to make 3, maybe 4 kits. If you see one of these colorways that you're really excited about and want a kit, I would send us a private message or give us a call tomorrow. Make sure that you get your name on the kit first because they are limited. The next one over here, which is really pretty, it's one of my most favorite lines. It is Primitive Gatherings, Redwork Gatherings, Joyful Gatherings, and then we just had to add a couple extra colors. It makes the most beautiful Christmas quilt. So then again, we've just added, this one is a Andover fabric that we added for our black for our accent squares. And again, one of the Joyful Gatherings for our background. So that one I think would be really cool. Make a really nice Christmas quilt. Again, we have probably about 3 or 4 kits that we can make out of the Christmas one, depending on whether they're queens or just a lap. So again, like I was saying, this one here, this is the one that I'm going to be doing. It's bright and it's happy. What's this one for?
Queen size.
Oh, for this one. Oh, perfect. So this one here is the K England, and it's called Rainbow Sampler. It's gonna, I think, show up really great on camera, but I just need some color right now. Usually in February, I'm looking for fabric that I want to sew with lots of bright colors. So this is the queen, and this is the lap. I haven't decided yet what I'm doing. One step over. We have quite a few of these ones of the rainbow one that we can do for you.
Sorry about the camera there. I lost it for a second.
Now these are some Wilmington batiks, and they are from the Starlight line. If you did our Starlight our Starlight block of the month that we did last year, you probably have enough fabrics to do most of the kit. You may have to buy some backgrounds and some borders, but you may have enough in your leftovers to actually make this quilt. So it's like a bonus quilt, right? It's free. So these are by Wilmington, and they're all batiks. So they are very wonderful. I just got a call from
I've added the black is a banyan batik actually, and the top one is a island batik. because we ran out of background that matched the starlight, but this one goes very well together.
Okay, so now I had one queen, but I already sold it. I just got a call. A lady was in and she seen these and she put her name on it first. So I'm sure that we can still do a lap size in this starlight. And like I said, remember, if you did the starlight block of the month, check your stash. You might be able to get a free quilt out of it. Now, if I wasn't doing the rainbows, I think this would be the color that I wanted to do. This is the Dahlia line by Laundry Basket Quilts. I've been trying to find a reason to sew with this one. It is just so pretty.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get everything in the shot. Okay.
You can just see how beautiful that outside border is. And then we have added a Figo, one of their dusk, their black, just for the little squares. Now with this one, you could use this Dahlia fabric. This is part of the line. It would keep it nice and mellow, but if you wanted something brighter, you could pick a lighter background and things would pop. The picture here is done with this background, but the other one would work nice, keeping it soft and mellow as well. Over here, with the Dahlia, we probably have about 3 or 4 kits that we can do with Dahlia. So I have at least 2 or maybe 3 kits of this next one, and they're done with Stonehenge Fabrics by Northcott. Always gotta love the Stonehenge fabrics. The border is stunning. Look at that. It is wonderful. I think this one here and the very first one that we showed that was very neutral, if you have somebody in your life that's getting married shortly and wanted to make a wedding quilt, the queen size of that would be, I think anybody would love to get that. So these are the fabrics that we've pulled out. Is there any questions? If I've forgotten to say something, if you could please just let me know and right away, and we can answer any questions as we're going along. And
let's talk about the size of the quilt.
Okay, sure, perfect. So the lap size is 58 by 70. So it's a really nice lap, big enough to cuddle under with for 2 people.
Let's move back to the microphone.
And the queen size quilt is 86 and a half by 98 and a half. So again, good size. You could probably make it into a king size if you added an extra border.
Sorry, I do have one with an extra border. It ends up 94 by 106. So if you wanted a larger queen size bordering on king.
Perfect. I'm just going to pop, should I pop around to the front or can you put the camera down? We've got 5 other quilts that we have taken fabrics out of the store. We didn't pull the fabrics out. I ran out of table. But we do have the fabrics here and we'll go over which ones they are.
Okay, starting here.
Okay, so that one there, that is the Reflections of Autumn by Jason Yenter. What's the name of his fabric line?
Reflections of
In the beginning.
Oh, yes, in the beginning.
Fabrics by Jason Yenter. So that's a really beautiful fall quilt.
With a few grunges thrown in there.
We needed a few that were a little bit more solid, just so it didn't get too busy. So we added a few grunges in there as well. The next one there is just random purple and blue batiks that we have in the store. Some of them are the Hay Violet line by Wilmington, and then some of them we just added in, just so you could see a different colorway. This one here is the Island Batik line. It's a couple years old now, but it is Sticks and Stones. I believe that may have been a Deb Tucker fabric line, one of her first ones. No, maybe not.
I don't think so.
That one's not, eh? No, I'm thinking of the other one. So she just went to check. Now we have dead air. But
sorry, it doesn't say who it's by.
no, they don't say who it's by. So that is the Sticks and Stones lines. It's very soft blues and grays, and it looks green on the picture, but it's really not that green. It's more of a bluish, beigey with blue in it. Yeah. Which
in the printer comes out as green.
Yeah. Okay. The next one here is the new line. That one is definitely by Deb Tucker. It's called, I think it's called Forest
Flora.
Forest Flora. Beautiful fall batiks is gain. So they are absolutely stunning.
Oh, we do have a question. Someone asked if it is beginner friendly.
Absolutely beginner friendly. Really great. It's even more beginner friendly than what this one was.
Sorry, I can't see you.
So we only have a couple of pieced blocks that we're going to be doing. Should I tell them what pieces?
Yeah, it's not a mystery.
Okay, it's not a mystery. So we will be making flying geese, and we will be making half square triangles and squares. And honestly, and then maybe some folded corners or flippy corners, however you want to call it. And there's different ways that we can make these blocks, and I will be going over my preferred way of making, we'll say, the flying geese. So my preferred method of making flying geese is using the wing clipper ruler. That being said, if you don't have the wing clipper ruler by Studio 180, we will show you how to square up with a regular square. So it's doable for everybody, even if you can't get the rulers. But absolutely beginner friendly. We will go over all the techniques and stuff on how to sew them. You may want to have a little bit of cutting.
We do have an extra video on preparing your fabrics. And we have a video on mastering your 1/4 inch seam that you would want to go do beforehand, before we start.
Yeah.
Which are on our YouTube channel. So if you go to
I think it's Quilting 101.
Yeah. There's a playlist called Quilting 101. So if you go to that playlist, there'll be videos on preparing your fabrics and mastering your 1/4 inch seam. And that will get you going.
Yeah. We might go over, if we have time, we're going to see what the first block is the first week. We might go over a little bit on how to cut. Might give you some tips there. But it's absolutely going to be very beginner friendly. Yeah. Yeah, that one I think is the last one that we have. And that one is called Sapphire Blossoms. It's an older line that's here in the store. It's a Wilmington line, and it's in soft, beautiful blues and greens.
And some dark blues too.
And some dark blues too. But we do have enough here in the store to do maybe a kit or two of that as well. One other thing that you should think about is your sewing machine. You don't need a fancy sewing machine so long as you can do a straight stitch. A 1/4 inch foot will be very handy for you. That being said, I do have a video up on Quilting 101, how to master your 1/4 inch seam and how to set your machine up if you don't have that 1/4 inch foot. So that might be another video within the next 3 weeks that you can check out and see if it's something that will help you out. So I just, I've had comments over the years about how nice they are, that you can watch the video and then you can take me down into the sewing room and you can sew along with me, or you can wind me back and rewatch me again as you need. I had one lady come in the one time from Sault Ste. Marie after I think the first or second quilt, and she goes, "You don't know me, but you taught me how to quilt." And that was really, that just it touched my heart that I know that I can go out there and help these people. And it's really so exciting that that we can do all this because of the technology that is today. Speaking of technology, we are in a very little Northern Ontario town. Internet is pretty good now, but it can be sketchy, especially in bad weather. So bear with us if that happens. And we are just me and my daughter, and we're not videographers. We're not professional editors. We don't have all this fancy sound equipment. If you can't hear us or can't see us, let us know in the comments so we can, fix it the best we can. But it's just like you're just going to come into my sewing room and we're going to have fun and we're going to sew and laugh. And maybe, like one lady said, she got to sew with her sister. Her sister lives out west, but they still did the same quilt at the same time, and they were able to do something together. So that was pretty cool as well. Any other questions that popped up?
No, but we did want to go over that if you want to work with a fat quarter bundle that you already have, that is great. We love using up our stash. If you need any help matching colors to go with that, because you are going to need yardage for background and borders, yes, background and borders. Bring in your fat quarter bundle. Don't just leave it at home. You can bring in your fat quarter bundle and we will be happy to help you match.
It's always wonderful if we can if we're doing a quilt, that we can use a little bit of our stash. At least then it feels, that we had a reason to buy that stash, right? So that's really good. Did I forget anything?
I probably, but I am forgetting too if you're forgetting.
Yeah. Was there any tips you can give, Tiffany, on any of these, on how you chose fabrics or why you switched things up?
So let's go over a little bit. Looking at the page here, if I can, you know what? I'm gonna put this down. And I'm gonna bring this over. So looking at the pages here, you can see my writing on the page on the left, but A and B should be a little bit darker, so a medium to a dark sort of fabric, and these are in comparison to each other. C, more of a medium. D, more of a medium to a light. E, a light or a bright color. So in the one quilt, it's a medium, but it's a yellow. You can see where we have the yellow there. That is where E is. So that's going to be a brighter fabric, even if it's not
light.
Even if it's not light. So it shouldn't really blend into your background, but lighter than the other ones. And then the same when we switch to the next colorway. F and G are medium to dark. H is more of a medium. I is more medium to light. And J is again a light and a bright. So each colorway, you'll have a couple darks, couple mediums, and a light. And then background, lots of contrast from your fabrics. So, whites, beiges, background colors. If you did want to go a black background, I would recommend going lighter with your fabrics. And then K is very dark. So in most of these colorways, we've used black. We've also used a navy blue in some of them. Not that's out here. But in the taupier colorway, we used a not quite black. Because the fabrics are so light, we can get away with using a little bit lighter contrast color.
And then one other thing to think about is you have two different colorways. So not necessarily is it for instance in this one, a red star and a blue star, because this fabric line was called a rainbow, we wanted to throw that purple in. So this inside star point, we ended up putting the purple in both of them. In here, in this one, it's not necessarily green stars and red stars, but we transposed the the fabric. So the green, large green outdoor had a smaller red star, and the large red one has the green on the inside.
And then this one, you can see we've brought some of the beige star into the gray star by switching up, I think that's color D. So we've switched up color D in that one to bring a little bit of beige into the center of the star. So you can play with colors. It doesn't have to be
a blue star and a red star.
Exactly.
Or a green star and a red star or something. So you can switch them up a bit until it's pleasing to you. Tiffany, would you be able to also upload
I did want to before I forget, I'm sorry. The borders are not included in your yardage of A through J. So I do recommend for border 1, I would recommend fabric B, but you can switch up the border to go with whatever color you would like. Same with border 2, I recommend fabric C, but you can switch it up however you like. And the binding B, C, or K, but you can switch it up however you like. That is why I've separated the borders. So just note that if you want your border 1 to match fabric B, you do have to add those 2 yardages together. And you were asking about uploading something?
Would you be able to take even just the lap size? Could you make a line drawing and upload that as well? Yeah. So then they could take their, color markers or pencils, and they could actually kind of color in their diagram to see what their quilt would look like if they're not using our stash.
Absolutely.
Yes. So
now I'm going to start uploading this stuff tonight, but this might continue on until tomorrow for me to upload everything.
Yes. Also, the fact, if you're going to buy one of our kits, Tiffany will put a color picture in your kit with the colors that you have. If there are any of these that we had on the table, or even those ones that we don't have the fabric, if you want one of those kits, you will actually get a color printout of your quilt.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Is there anything else? Is there any other questions?
Anne says she'll be in soon.
Yay! Yay. I'm really excited about this one. Sometimes, there's 2 different kinds of quilts. So there is the quilt that we try really hard, and we're so proud to say, oh my God, look at this. I actually made this quilt. Didn't think that I could get it done. Or there's other quilts that we do because they're so much fun, and I think that's the one that this one's going to be. It's nothing difficult, but we all get to sew together. One other thing too, like I said, join our Facebook group, because I want to see your colorway. I want to see the sections. When you finish that week's blocks, put a picture up on Facebook so we get to all see everybody and sew and enjoy this journey together.
I think that's everything.
I think that's it. If you have any other questions, we will be checking the comments of this video for the next few days. Or send me a private message on Facebook if you like, or give us a phone call on Tuesday. So I guess that's it for tonight. So from Tiffany and me, thank you, and I hope you join us with this quilt. I hope you like it as much or excited as much as we are.
And again, we'll be starting February 9th. There will be instructions posted at 10 a.m. and we will be live at 1 p.m.
On YouTube.
On YouTube.
Yes. So in the meantime, happy quilting.